100 million years ago, the Earth was completely different from today. There were no humans, and some terrifying animals ruled the planet. Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs were enormous, many of them taller than buildings, with jaws strong enough to crush your bones in an instant. Don't try to outrun them. These were some of the fastest creatures ever to exist on Earth. These kings ruled the Earth for over 170 million years. But then, one day, something happened, something that wiped them off the planet entirely. What exactly happened, and how did it unfold? Let's find out in this video. The word dinosaur originates from the Greek words danios and saurus. Danios means terrifying, while saurus means lizard, a terrifying lizard. That's the literal meaning of dinosaur. This term was first used in 1841 by the British scientist Richard Owen. When dinosaur fossils were first discovered, scientists didn't know much about them. The initial drawings of dinosaur shapes were very different from what we know today. Megalodus was one of the first fossils discovered. Look at its initial drawings. Decades later, as researchers uncovered more information about them, the drawings were revised and made more realistic. And here is the image of Megalosaurus now. To date, 10,000 dinosaur fossils have been excavated by paleontologists worldwide, and over 900 species have been identified. Interestingly, from 2003 to 2022, an average of about 45 new dinosaur species were identified each year, and paleontologists' work is far from over. Are you excited about the prospect of discovering more dinosaur fossils? Take a look at the pictures of newly discovered dinosaur species in 2021. One of them is a bizarre dinosaur found in Chile with a tail that looks like a blade and a beak instead of a mouth. It was named Secura. Overall, we now know quite a bit about dinosaurs. Let's start this story from the beginning, going back millions of years. Scientists estimate that the first dinosaurs appeared around 230 to 240 million years ago, as the oldest dinosaur fossils we've found so far are from 231.4 million years ago, discovered in Africa. In the age of dinosaurs, the Earth was very different from today. The continents you see now, Asia, Africa, Australia, Europe, were all connected into a single supercontinent called Pangaea. Scientists believe that Pangaea looked like this. Look at the map. You can even see the positions of today's continents. The Earth's climate was arid and had little rain during this period. This time is called the Triassic period, when dinosaurs began to appear. Dinosaurs inhabited the Earth due to evolution. The dinosaurs of this era didn't look like anything you might imagine. They were quite small. Common dinosaurs of that time were usually only about 2 meters long. For example, Eoraptor was a type of dinosaur that existed during this period. In fact, this dinosaur is known as the ancestor of other dinosaur species. The dominant animals of the era were giant reptiles. Some of these reptiles looked cute, like this one, believed to be the ancestor of all turtles. Over time, the Earth began to change. 201 million years ago, the Triassic period ended as the Earth's climate changed suddenly. Pangaea began to break apart. Although I use the word sudden, it didn't happen overnight. It was relatively sudden on the scale of millions of years. It gradually happened over thousands of years. Cracks appeared in the supercontinent, and large-scale volcanic eruptions occurred on and around these cracks. Due to many volcanic eruptions, a large amount of carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide was released into the atmosphere. This caused intense global warming as sulfur dioxide caused global cooling. Ocean acidification began when carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide mixed with water, increasing the acidity of seawater. The climate changed rapidly, making survival difficult for existing animals. Most reptiles and other species back then were cold-blooded, unable to withstand temperature changes. But some warm-blooded dinosaurs could more easily endure temperature changes. Volcanic eruptions and climate changes continued for about 600,000 years. As a result, nearly all other species went extinct. The only animals left on Earth were dinosaurs, crocodiles, turtles, and primitive mammals. This event is called the Triassic-Jurassic extinction event. Then, the Triassic period ended and the Jurassic period began. If this name sounds familiar to you, it's the inspiration for the movie Jurassic Park. The Jurassic period lasted from 201.5 to 145 million years ago. During this time, dinosaurs rose to be the dominant species on the planet. Due to evolution, some of them became quite large. For instance, Titanosaurus lived about 160 million years ago. Each one could weigh 15,000 kilograms and reach up to 15 meters long. Some other iconic dinosaurs of the era are Brontosaurus, Stegosaurus, and Allosaurus. During the Jurassic period, some dinosaurs evolved to fly. One of the first feathered dinosaurs was Archaeopteryx, which looked like this. At this time, the supercontinent Pangaea split into two smaller supercontinents. They were named Laurasia and Gondwana. Thanks to the Jurassic Park movies, the Jurassic period is the most widely known. But the period when dinosaurs truly flourished was the Cretaceous period. After the Jurassic period ended, the Earth witnessed an explosion of new dinosaur species. T-Rex is probably the most famous dinosaur ever featured in movies, existing during the Cretaceous period. It reached its peak dominance only at the end of the Cretaceous, around 65 to 68 million years ago. While this is debated among researchers, most scientists believe that T-Rex didn't exist in the Jurassic period. It's rather funny that Jurassic Park used T-Rex as the film's logo. The Cretaceous period is the longest era of dinosaurs, starting around 145 million years ago. It lasted until 65 million years ago. The two supercontinents, Laurasia and Gondwana, began to break apart, and the structure of the continents became similar to what we see today. Some flowering plants developed during this time, and the average temperature of the Earth was warmer than in previous periods. Sea levels were quite high, and almost all types of dinosaurs you can imagine existed during this period. Carnivorous birds, armored dinosaurs, giant herbivorous dinosaurs, and dangerous carnivorous dinosaurs. Titanosaurus was one of the largest land animals. Argentinosaurus could weigh up to 77 tons, and T-Rex could be up to 40 feet long, believed to be the apex predator of its time. It had the strongest jaws compared to any other animal. Here's an interesting fact. The evolution of grass only began 70 million years ago. There was no grassy earth in the story we're telling. Instead, we had other types of plants. 68 million years ago. Do you know what this means? We are closer to T-Rex than to the Jurassic period because there are 80 million years between the Jurassic period and the evolution of T-Rex, but only 68 million years between us and T-Rex. Another interesting dinosaur species that existed then is Ornithomimus. They looked like ostriches and were one of the fastest dinosaurs. They could run at speeds of 80 kilometers per age. As for flying ability, the largest flying dinosaur was Quetzalcoatlus, with a wingspan of 11 meters. As you can see, this was the most prosperous period for dinosaurs. Favorable climate, new species burst forth, and no other animals could compete. They became the ruling kings of the earth. Everything was going well until one day something happened that wiped out dinosaurs from the Earth forever. A large asteroid with a diameter of about 10 to 15 kilometers hurtled towards and struck the Earth. This event occurred 66 million years ago, marking the end of the Cretaceous period. The asteroid's speed was 30 kilometers per second, 150 times faster than a jet plane. It struck the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, which is also where millions of years later the Maya tribe appeared and built historical wonders like Chichen Itza. When the asteroid struck the Earth, it created a large crater with a diameter of 180 kilometers. Due to its impact, energy was released at a tremendous rate. It was equivalent to 100 teratons of TNT. If you think about the atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, this asteroid generated 1 billion times more energy. This impact was so massive that everything around it disintegrated in an instant. The collision threw up a lot of rock and soil into the air. The ground heated up and hot dust rained down on other areas. Global temperatures rose, and all animals within thousands of kilometers of the explosion were cooked by the heat. Scientists believed that only small animals could survive the initial impact of this explosion because they found shelter underground, underwater, in caves, or inside large tree trunks. But this was just the initial impact. Next came shock waves, heat waves, forest fires spanning thousands of kilometers, and massive tsunamis. It is speculated that a tsunami occurred immediately with a wave column 2 kilometers high. Volcanic eruptions began again, acid rain poured down, and earthquakes occurred. The short-term impacts were quite dangerous. You might think that on the other side of the Earth, where it wasn't hit, animals could survive. But the long-term consequences were even more dangerous. Dust particles in the air blocked sunlight across the planet for an entire year. The Earth entered a nuclear winter, temperatures plummeted, and for the next 3 years, the Earth remained at freezing temperatures. This killed many plants and animals because sunlight was blocked for a year, preventing plants from photosynthesizing. Trees withered, herbivores had nothing to eat, and they died gradually. Even predators had nothing to eat, and also died gradually. A chain reaction was triggered. The only animals safe from these consequences were small omnivores, such as mammals, lizards, turtles, and some birds. These animals could survive by feeding on carrion, fungi, and rotting plants. These were the foods that helped them survive. The asteroid impact also destroyed some types of carbonate rocks. This caused carbon and sulfur to be released into the atmosphere once again, and for the next few thousand years, sunlight decreased significantly. Additionally, acid rain continued for thousands of years. When the nuclear winter ended, dust in the atmosphere settled, and sunlight reached the planet again. But the problem was that a large amount of carbon dioxide had been released into the atmosphere, causing intense global warming. With a few exceptions, no four-legged creatures weighing more than 25 kilograms could survive this event. All land dinosaurs, and along with them, over 75% of the plant and animal species that once thrived on Earth went extinct. At this point, the Cretaceous period ended, and the Paleogene period began. The story isn't quite over yet. The asteroid event was like an opportunity for the remaining animals. The planet's rulers, dinosaurs, were gone. This was a chance for other species to rise and shine. Humans should be grateful to this asteroid because it gave mammals a good opportunity to evolve. After the extinction of dinosaurs, the gaps in the food chain left by them were filled by some mammals. It was during this period that we witnessed the evolution of horses, elephants, bats, and primates. Some smaller snakes and lizards also began to appear during this period. The only group of dinosaurs that managed to survive were flying dinosaurs. Gradually, they evolved and became the birds we know today. Yes, you heard that right. The birds flying around us today are the descendants of dinosaurs. One impact of the meteorite that we can still see today is the sinkholes in the Mexico area. Sinkholes can be found in the area surrounding the meteor crater today. These are famous tourist attractions. You can swim in these sinkholes. These sinkholes form the world's largest underground cave system. After hearing the story of the asteroid impact, you might be wondering what would happen if such an asteroid came and hit the Earth right now. Humans could go extinct. This is definitely a threat. Asteroids could collide with the Earth in the near future. They are called near-Earth asteroids. NASA and other space agencies are constantly tracking all these asteroids to calculate their paths and whether they will collide with the Earth and when. As of April 2022, more than 28,000 near-Earth asteroids have been identified, with over 800 having diameters of 1 kilometer or more. This is a frightening number. Many asteroids have the potential to collide with the Earth. But you don't need to be scared about this right now, because scientific calculations are advanced enough that we can clearly predict the asteroid's path and can accurately calculate the impact location. We can even estimate the probability of it actually colliding with the Earth. And if they are indeed on a collision course, what can we do to stop it? This is the idea behind NASA's DART, Double Asteroid Redirection Test, mission, launched in 2021. NASA planned for a spacecraft to collide with an asteroid to change its path. If in the future an asteroid is about to collide with the Earth, we can change its path. This sounds like science fiction, but this idea has succeeded. In September 2022, the test was conducted on an asteroid not in orbit towards the Earth. NASA sent a spacecraft there, the spacecraft collided with the asteroid, and its path was changed. If they can successfully do that with that asteroid, it can be done with any asteroid posing a danger to the Earth in the future. But asteroids aren't the only danger. Humans are the danger right now. The asteroid impact that killed the dinosaurs is called the fifth extinction event in Earth's history. After that, scientists believe the sixth extinction event has begun. It is not caused by any volcano or asteroid, but by humans. Named the Holocene extinction event, in the past 100 to 200 years, we have witnessed a decline in biodiversity on an unprecedented scale. Animal and plant species are rapidly becoming extinct due to humans. Biologists agree that this is a mass extinction. Humans deforest, pollute the oceans and the atmosphere. Thus, the current extinction rate is 100 to 1,000 times higher than the normal extinction rate. The habitats of animals are currently being destroyed. Thousands of species of mammals, birds, reptiles, and amphibians are in the endangered or extinct categories due to humans. To stop this destruction, a United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity meeting was held in Japan in 2010. 20 biodiversity goals were set to be achieved by 2020. Unfortunately, only 6 of them were partially achieved. In January 2020, a new plan called the Bari Plan was established to prevent the collapse of biodiversity and ecosystems. The deadline is set for 2030. Its goal is to ensure that 30% of land and oceans are protected, reduce pollution by at least 50%. Scientists have suggested that ongoing extinctions should be limited to 20 per year or less. We will have to see how many goals can be achieved. But one thing is certain. It is important to do these things because if plants and animals go extinct now in a similar way to past extinction events, humans may not be able to survive. It is interesting to know that according to calculations, humans only originated 300,000 years ago in Africa. Compared to dinosaurs, who dominated the Earth for 174 million years, we've only been here for 300,000 years, 600 times less than dinosaurs. What do you think about this information? Do you think humans can beat the record set by dinosaurs? Or will humans go extinct before reaching 1 million years old? Leave your opinion in the comments section to let us know. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to see the latest videos.